What's the most messed up act of kindness? My neighbor saved my daughter's life, then spent 2 years trying to destroy it because I didn't thank him the way he wanted. My 8-year-old Emma was playing in our front yard when she chased her ball into the street. A delivery truck was coming fast, not paying attention. Mr. Peterson from next door tackled Emma out of the way just in time. The truck missed her by inches. She scraped her knee on the sidewalk, but she was alive. I was so grateful I could barely speak. Kept thanking him over and over while Emma cried in my arms. Peterson just smiled and said, anyone would have done it. The next day, I brought him a homemade apple pie and a thank you card Emma had drawn. He seemed happy. Told me it was unnecessary, but appreciated. But then the gifts kept coming from him. Toys for Emma, flowers for me, offers to fix things around our house. I thought he was just being neighborly. Peterson started showing up at Emma's school pickup, saying he wanted to make sure she got home safely after her accident. The teachers thought it was sweet that a neighbor cared so much. When I politely told him I could handle school pickup myself, his whole demeanor changed. His smile got tight and forced. After everything I've done for your family, he said, I just want to make sure Emma stays safe. That's when I realized he wasn't being kind anymore. He was keeping score. Peterson began documenting everything, taking photos of our yard through his window, writing down what time I left for work, noting when men visited my house. He called Child Protective Services claiming I was neglecting Emma, said she played unsupervised, didn't wear a coat in cold weather, looked underfed. The CPS worker was confused because Emma was obviously healthy and happy, but they had to investigate every report. Peterson started filing noise complaints about Emma playing in our own backyard, called the police about her bicycle being abandoned on our lawn overnight. Each time he'd watch from his window as officials showed up at my door. I could see him smiling behind his curtains. The breaking point came when Peterson told Emma he was thinking about moving away because some people don't appreciate help from good neighbors. Emma came home crying, begging me to apologize to Mr. Peterson so he wouldn't leave. She thought it was her fault he was upset. He saved my life, Mommy. Why doesn't he like us anymore? That night, I confronted Peterson directly, asked him what he wanted from us. I saved your daughter's life, he said calmly. The least you could do is show some respect. Invite me for dinner occasionally. Include me in your family activities. I realized he expected permanent access to our lives as payment for those 10 seconds of heroism. I'm grateful you saved Emma, I told him, but that doesn't make you part of our family. His face twisted with rage. Without me, she'd be dead. You owe me everything. Peterson escalated after that, started telling neighbors I was an ungrateful single mother who taught my daughter to disrespect the man who saved her life. He convinced several people on our street that I was the problem. They'd give me cold looks, whisper when I walked by. But then Peterson made a mistake. He started approaching other kids in the neighborhood, offering to help keep them safe like he did with Emma. Other parents got uncomfortable when he knew too much about their children's schedules and routines. The police finally took my complaint seriously when 3 families reported Peterson watching their kids and taking pictures. They found a room in his house full of photos of neighborhood children, including dozens of Emma from the day he saved her. Peterson was arrested for stalking and harassment. During the search, they found journals where he'd written detailed fantasies about being thanked and honored by families he'd helped. Turns out he'd been creating dangerous situations for kids, then rescuing them to gain access to grateful families. The delivery truck that almost hit Emma, Peterson had called in a fake urgent delivery to our address right when Emma always played outside. He'd saved her from danger he'd created himself. Sometimes the most twisted people hide behind heroic moments they orchestrated.